Hey guys, I hope you're going well. Today I'm going to show you how to use automation in Logic. So this is pretty much a beginner's tutorial. If you don't know what automation is, it just lets you change a parameter over time. So for instance, you can have the volume of a track gradually increasing, or you can have the cutoff of a synth gradually increasing. And there's all sorts of creative effects you can achieve with it, and it's really important to know how to do so that you can be creative with all your songs. And it creates kind of movement over time. So here I've got just this pluck sound, and this is what we're going to be automating mostly today. So we can change the volume of it, and all you have to do in automation with Logic, so if you want to show the automation curves, you can either type A on the keyboard. I find that's the easiest way if you like keyboard shortcuts, or you can come up here and click the automation button. It's the same thing. So now this is showing all the automation curves for each track, and automatically it's going to show volume. So I can click anywhere on this line and add an automation point. Likewise, if I select a point and then press the delete key on the keyboard, then I can delete a point. And once you've got a point, you can drag it left and right, and you can also drag it up and down. So here I can have this fade in, for example, if I start the volume down and then bring it back up. So that's how you can put in automation points by yourself. But a lot of the time that's a more clumsy way to work, and you don't find it as creative and easy to use and as intuitive as if you just change the parameter kind of using your mouse or maybe using an external MIDI controller. And that's what basically these automation modes are here for. So here's where for each track you can select the automation mode. So right now it's in read mode, which means that if I change anything in the track, for example, if I'm just playing it back and I'm dragging the volume up and down, or I'm changing the EQ, or I'm changing anything about this track, it's not going to write that in as automation. Whereas any of the other modes it will. So if I put it into touch, it means that this fader for volume, for example, will stay where it is, but if I touch it, I can change it, and for as long as I hold it, it'll be where I'm putting it, and then as soon as I let go, it'll revert straight back to where it was before. So I'll show you how that works. So you can see how I dragged it down, and then as soon as I let it go, it just snapped back to where it was before. And now up here, all these automation points have been put in. I'm just trying to zoom in here. And yeah, so this is everything you put in. And then if you want, you can always just select it and delete it, or you can press undo as well. So that's touch mode, and then with latch mode, it's the same as touch, except once you let go, the lever will stay where you left it. So I'll show you that as well. So you can see once I let go, it stayed there until I stopped playing, and then it did go back as well. So yeah, latch mode is a bit more permanent than touch mode in that respect. So it works like touch mode, but once you've released something, the new parameter value replaces existing automation on the track. And then write mode is quite destructive. So it's like latch mode, but it deletes any previous automation, even if you do nothing. So it's generally a lot safer to be using touch or latch mode. So if I put it in write mode, so it's going to give me a warning saying it erases everything without even touching anything. So if I just play back the track, all this volume automation will be written out. So yeah, you can make changes, but generally make sure you stay away from write mode unless you're really intending to be using it. So I find touch and latch the best automation modes, and as I said before, read is just not performing any automation. So there are a whole bunch of things you can automate. You can automate the volume of a track. By the way, if you want to delete the automation, you can come over here to the left and just right click, and then if we press, we can go delete all automation, and that'll delete everything. Or delete visible automation, which means delete whatever this parameter has. So delete all the automation for volume. So I'll do that. And now we're back to no automation. So one cool thing is you can go into your synth or whatever's making the sound and change settings. So I can go find the filter A cutoff. Cutoff is always a fun thing to automate. And then I can add points here so that this is going up and down. So you can hear how the sound is evolving all the time, and this is really the point of automation. One last cool application I'll show you just while we are discussing automation. Delete visible automation, drag that down. Okay, so one cool last application is to add a low cut filter to your song. So basically, if you go into EQ, single band EQ on the stereo out, you can add a low cut filter. So you need to go track, show output track, so that we can see this output track and add automation to whatever plugins we've applied to it. So this is basically going to add a low cut to your entire song. So everything will have the bass frequencies removed, so it starts to kind of sound a bit tinny and lighter. So you can probably hear that happening to my voice there that whole time. Sorry about that. Alright, so if we open up automation, then we can go single EQ frequency. And all we have to do is make this frequency go up, and that'll add our filter for us, so you can hear the effect. So that is an effect that you've probably heard in the past in various electronic music when you're building towards a drop or you've got a riser or something, and it's a really cool use of automation. So there you go, that's basically most things about automation in Logic Pro explained. So I've showed you how to use the different automation modes, read, touch, latch and write. And I've showed you how to put in points and delete them on the curves. And you can change any parameter you want really. Often smart controls are a really good idea to automate with the instruments that come with Logic. And yeah, I hope this tutorial helped you out. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions at all. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And thanks very much for watching. If you want more, you can check out my channel and also my website. And I'll see you guys later.
Another day, I'm seeing daylight. No sleep, I gotta break night. Sometimes I go and break mics.